Zaria traced the smooth curve of his jaw with her fingers, watching the way the soft morning light filtered through the silken drapes. Liang Wei still lay asleep beside her, his chest rising and falling with a rare vulnerability she hadn't seen before. He looked human, not the mysterious billionaire, not the powerful man behind impenetrable walls, just a man with scars on his soul. She hadn't meant to fall into his bed, but she had. And worse, her heart hadn't just slipped, it was starting to plunge. She sat up slowly, wrapping the silk sheets around herself. The fire in the hearth still smoldered from the night before, but the heat between them was harder to ignore. Every word he had said echoed in her mind. The moon is jealous tonight. Because you're here. She shook her head, almost laughing. Zaria, what are you doing? This was a contract marriage. Business deal. But last night had shattered that boundary. And as much as she wanted to pretend it hadn't meant something, she could still feel his fingertips on her skin. A knock interrupted her thoughts. It wasn't Wei. It was a tall man in dark robes, his expression unreadable. One of Wei's guards. Madam, he bowed. Master Liang requests your presence in the courtyard. She blinked. Courtyard. The man simply gestured and stepped aside. The courtyard was misty, bordered by towering plum trees. Ancient stone lanterns stood like silent sentinels. In the center was Liang Wei, dressed in a deep navy martial robe, practicing slow, deliberate sword movements. He was breathtaking, every motion elegant, precise, and deeply focused. Zaria stood quietly, arms folded. She didn't interrupt. He finished with a graceful arc, then turned. You came. I was summoned, she teased, stepping onto the stone path. You didn't have to obey. I was curious. A soft smile curved his lips, but there was tension behind it, something different in his eyes. What are you thinking? She asked, mirroring his question from the night before. He hesitated. Then, that I want to show you something. They walked in silence for a while until he led her to an old sealed door hidden behind the estate. I've never brought anyone here, he said quietly, pressing his palm against the scanner. The door clicked open. Inside was something Zaria never expected. An ancient room dimly lit, lined with imperial artifacts, scrolls, robes, swords, and golden emblems bearing the dragon seal. The room hummed with history. What is this place? He didn't answer immediately. He moved to the center and picked up a faded scroll. My great-grandfather was the last prince of the Qing royal bloodline. When the dynasty fell, my family went underground. Hidden. Protected. Zaria's breath caught. You're royalty. I was never meant to tell anyone. Even now, the government frowns on those who claim ties to the imperial past. She stared at him. So all the mystery, the silence, the bodyguards. Necessary, he said. People still hunt what they don't understand. And you're not just in my life now, Zaria. You're in their line of sight. Zaria's heart pounded. Everything made sense now. The wealth, paranoia, the secrecy. And suddenly, her role as his wife wasn't just for show. It was protection. Why me? She asked, stepping closer. Of all the people you could have chosen to stand by you, why choose me? He turned to her, his golden eyes locked on hers. Because you walk through rooms like you own them. Because when people look at you they see difference, and you never let that break you. And because, he paused, voice softening, I knew that if I let you in, I might never be able to let you go. Zaria didn't expect the tears that welled in her eyes. She blinked them away and tried to stay grounded. You've been lying to the world, hiding behind this Mr. Liang mask. And you, he said, taking a step closer. Have you been honest with yourself about what you're feeling? Her lips parted. The space between them was charged. His fingers brushed her cheek, but she stepped back. This changes everything, she whispered. Yes, he replied. But not how I feel about you. That night, Zaria couldn't sleep again. Everything about this world, The palace-like estate, the hidden bloodline, the deepening pull in her chest, felt overwhelming. And worse, her body felt different. Her stomach twisted, not in fear but in something else. Subtle ache. A nausea that hadn't been there before. She brushed it off as nerves. Until 2 days later, when the nausea came with dizzy spells. When food began to smell strange. When her cycle didn't come.